everyone, welcome back to OrchestraTube. This is the video about tuning your violin. Okay, there's many different ways to tune. I'm going to just take you through my step-by-step tuning processes. This is the student video. So the first thing you want to do is you want to have a tuning app that helps you either figure out if your string is too low or too high, or it plays a actual pitch, or it does both. Okay, so the main thing is we're going to get into playing position and make sure we have a very good setup. Okay, we want to make sure that the violin is sitting on your shoulder nicely. You're not hunched over. I recommend standing while you're doing your tuning, just to make sure your posture is perfect. And the first string we're going to tune is we're going to tune the A, okay? Now that's why I did a different video for viola, because we don't start tuning with this top string. We start with the A string, and that's because A is universal, and that's what all of our string instruments are based off of, A being A440. And so we're going to start on that second string, and it's very important that you tune in the order that I'm telling you to tune, because we tune the tightest or highest string last, except for viola, because viola starts with an A string. But for all the other instruments, well, actually just bass, violin and bass start on the A, and then they progress down, and then we hit the top string last, okay? So just keep that tuning order in mind. I'm going to go over to the pitch, and I'm going to play, oh, let's see, that's the wrong A. I'm going to get to A, the fourth octave A on this one. And the main thing you want to keep in mind is that you're going to do what I call twizzling. Bring that left hand around, grab your A tuner. That's going to be your second tuner. Okay, let's just first practice having your hand here and slowly pulling your bow across the string. I like tuning tones to be at the tip, so don't go too far down, and nice and quiet. Now I can already hear that that is pretty out of tune with my tuner, so I'm going to use my tuner, keep my bow moving, righty-tighty or lefty-loosey. Now left is what people like because it feels good, but that right is the way, that's the hard direction, and that's usually the one you need. So if I had to guess, I would go right, okay? So I'm going to get my tuning tone going, and I'm going to play and I'm going to listen. Then I'll adjust. Play and adjust. Play and adjust. I'm going to just listen a little bit to make sure it doesn't change. Okay, now I can also do that just for speed. I have one already programmed. So I can do that with all of my strings. Okay, and if I had a tuner there, I would tune. Right, I would go all the way down, and then I would hit the top string. All right, I'm going to tune each of these individually. I have to use my pegs because I only have 2 tuners, so when you get more advanced, the tuners go away. But for you guys, if you have 4 tuners, go ahead and keep using those tuners. If it gets worse, go the other direction. That's my main mantra. Just think about that. Okay, so I'm going to tune. I have to stop talking. I'm going to tune softly at the tip, keep my bow moving, and I might have to use my pegs a little bit while I do this, but you're going to use your tuners. Okay, and I'm just matching that pitch. Now here I do have a tuner. You can really hear the beats with that. I'm going to make it a little higher. Nope, that's worse. Okay, Now that brings me to this topic of beats. Now I don't know if you heard, but this string ironically was really sharp, and usually E strings go flat, they don't go sharp, they don't go up. But that one was, and so my string went down. And so if you were noticing, you could go back and repeat the video, is that when it was really out of tune, you heard this wah, 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 wah. Okay, we want to make that go away. Now, when we use that type of searching for double stop tuning, and this is the little bit more advanced tuning that you're going to progress to when you get to the advanced orchestra, is first you tune your A string. I'm going to go back and double check my A. Okay, I'm going to double check that. And then I'm going to play two strings at once, and I'm going to listen for those beats. That one's pretty good. I don't think I'm going to mess with that, and I'm going to move on to the next two. I definitely hear some beats there, so I'm going to go lower. If I'm using my peg, so just remember, with pegs you go lower first, and then I'll bring it up. And now my beats are gone. I'm going to check with my E string on my A string. I'm going to grab my E tuner, because I'm going to tune the E to the A. And I'm good on that one. Okay? So let's just do a really quick how-to. Now we talked about double stop tuning. We talked about tuning each string individually. But what happens when you open your case and your strings are all dangling and they're loose? Well, you probably are going to have to use the pegs up here. But you want to be really, really careful. It's totally doable. But you want to be very careful that you don't break the string. And if it breaks, guess who did it? The strings don't break on their own. Okay, so the main thing is you can sit down and put the instrument through between your legs and hold on to it, or you can just get your right hand here. Okay, I'm just going to take my D string. I'm going to go back to the tuner, just so you can see. Like, so what if my string was there and I open my case and I'm like, oh boy, that's not right. Well, how do I get it back? Well, I'm gonna keep that one hand here, brace here against the fingerboard. I'm using my thumb to pluck. I'm gonna go lower with my peg, and I'm gonna bring it up. Now, once you get it pretty close, you can switch back over to your tuner. Okay, your fine tuner. I don't have a fine tuner, so I'm gonna keep ballparking it with my peg. Oh, I went too far. Go lower. Okay, there's right on the money right there. That's how you do it. So you always go lower and then bring it up slowly while you're plucking, okay? If you miss, if you go too far, start again. You want to be careful rather than, break the string. So always be more careful than you need to. Okay, I'm sure you're going to do great tuning your instruments. For my folks who just need a refresher, this is just to remind you of some principles. But if you're just starting out with tuning, don't be afraid. If you're really, really careful, you should be fine. But it takes practice. And so that's why I want to encourage you to, every day now, you're going to be practicing tuning your instrument. And that's the best way to get better. Okay, guys, take care, stay safe, practice, and I'll see you in the next video.